I'm Levan Miller. Thank you so much for joining us. You're listening to us on 103.5 The Beat FM, channel 224, channel 112, and of course, ILTV Studios. But wherever you're choosing to listen to us, thank you for listening to us. I'm joined in studio with Bradley Rowell, the spiritual advisor. Hello, spiritual advisor.
Yes.
Welcome to Freedom March.
Good to be here. Good to be here, Levan.
Yeah. Today, how was it?
Hot.
Very.
As usual.
Sweltering.
Even more hotter than yesterday.
Mm.
Mind you, but we got to be fair with the Department of Meteorology.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say that right?
The Department of Meteorology. Mm-hmm.
Right. They did tell us that over the next few days that there were
severe heat warning.
Yeah, severe heat warning. And today was no exception.
Yeah, today is certainly one of those days. I will say this as well though, like I don't know how the people in the Jap nation are making it, because I drive a reasonably decent vehicle, right? And my vehicle struggles to get cold.
With the AC.
Yeah, so how people, you know, the Japanese vehicles have this little thing. They don't cool whenever you stop, right? A lot of them.
Oh,
A lot of them have that issue.
Yes. It's true.
There are one of three things wrong. They either need to take the thermostat out of the vehicle, they may have a compressor fan, clutch fan that's going bad, or they may have a bad magnet on the compressor pump. One of those three things, if they fixed it, would make the car cool, right? But because most of these Japanese cars come with about 100,000 miles on them, these parts are probably at their lifespan, right?
So these cars are rejects then?
Well, they are whatever they are. What I know is I wish they were banned. But I look around and I try to figure out, like, how are people making it in these other vehicles? Because I can tell you, my car takes, like, my commute needs to be minimum 25 minutes long for me to enjoy air conditioning in the vehicle. Yeah, it doesn't get cool before that. And that's crazy to me because we live on an island that's only 21 miles long. It really shouldn't take you 25 minutes to get anywhere.
So much cars on the road.
Yeah, and even when I auto start my vehicle, because my car has the ability to do that, even that is insufficient. Like, you know, sometimes I crank it like 10 minutes before well, not 10, because it won't run for 10. For about 3 to 5 minutes before I get outside. But even that 3 to 5 minute window is still not enough to displace the heat. And so I'm telling people, make sure you get yourself a nice, decent tumbler. You don't have one as nice or as decent as mine, thanks to my good friends at the Rollers Resorts, right? But you could take your little tumbler, I don't know where yours come from, fill it up in water. Don't put the gin in it until after 6. Yeah? Good advice?
That's advice that they won't take, because the gin is being from 6 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I'm telling you on Freedom March, don't put the gin in the water until after 6 p.m. Because I can tell it to you, you need water out there, and nothing else will work.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't drink juices, especially if you live in the Bain and Grandstown area, because, you know, the shops in the Bain and Grandstown area don't have real juice in them. And I haven't heard from Wade Watson yet. I want him to investigate that. All right? But if you live anywhere in Bain and Grandstown, you are drinking somewhere between 2% juice, and I think I found as high as about 60% juice. It's not real juice. So if you drink that, you will surely die. If you drink anything that's not water, you will possibly die. And drink the water. But like the Apostle Paul said, I am not opposed to a little bit for the stomach's sake. And so make sure you put a little bit in there for the stomach's sake, or like the old people say, for the water's sake. You hear the jingle? That means we're going to the break. Don't move. I'm Levan Miller, Bradley Rowell, the spiritual advisor for the whole Bahamas, I'm told. He's with me. This is Freedom March. We're on 103.5 The Beat FM. And we'll be right back after this break. Hello, welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Leland Miller, Bradley Rowell, spiritual advisor for the whole Bahamas, I'm told. He's here with me on Freedom March, and Bradley always has Holy Scripture for us. And so we've got to figure out.
Ponder.
Got to figure out on Friday. We won't give them the advisory before the Holy Scripture, or we giving them the advisory after the Holy Scripture?
I'm trying to figure out what are we going to do with this heat. We got another month and a half to go?
Stay in the air condition. Pay your light bill. See, some things in life, Bradley, require no effort.
But
right?
the light bill is a problem.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Listen, if you give BEC $50 a week, they will not cut you off. Don't even look at the bill. Just every week, go to the window, put the $50 in the window, and walk off. You don't tell the woman you don't need no receipt, because that may cost the bill to go up. Because they can say, we got to give everyone a receipt. Nah, you got people coming in. Don't worry about them kind of things. Every week, you just take $30 to $50 out your money.
That ain't going to work.
They ain't gonna cut you off if you keep putting a little something on
I'm
it.
seeing some bills.
The goal to keeping the bill on is little something.
$1,000 a month.
Don't worry about that. You carry 30. And then next week, Monday, you carry another 30. The Monday after that, you know what you do? You carry 30. What you do the
Oh, so
Monday
they can cut you off for your effort?
Right. They can say, boy, this boy,
okay.
they guarantee where they
Okay.
getting $30 from every Monday.
Okay.
They're not gonna cut you off. Take my word for it. Yeah, try it.
We'll
So,
see.
are we giving them the advisory before the Holy Scripture or after the Scripture?
Go ahead.
So it's Friday, and I know some of y'all are gonna get to y'all happy hour and hooliganism and all these other things that y'all like to do, and y'all may not be here with us at the end of the show. And that's right, Bradley? So before you go out there being a hooligan, before you go out there flitting about, and sauntering and sashaying and doing all manner of debauchery, here's what we want to say to you from Freedom March. Do everything in your power to ensure that none of your sultry behavior adds to or takes away from the population. So you know that stuff you all do last week, Pookie? None of that this week. You got that? Fantastic. And, you know, when you get out there tonight, you do that bunch of liquor drinking, everybody feeling nice, everybody, you know, you just go straight home. You don't go nowhere that ain't home. And by home, I mean your home.
Right.
And if you do that, I think we're going to be okay going into next week. Okay? So, what does Holy Scripture have for us today, Bradley?
Today we're going to go to the book of Matthew, chapter 7. Jesus Christ actually talks about something very, very interesting that's been around from time immemorial. Right? He's going to warn his disciples about this very interesting perception or deception. He's going to be talking about false prophets. And then he's going to say that these people basically are wolves in sheep clothing. Right? Producer, show me that picture, lad. Let's see how deceptive it can be if you're not looking carefully. So here's a photo. There you go. Isn't this interesting? Although not completely disguised, but this one is kind of a little obvious. You can see something is going on here. But I think you understand the message. That here it is, this is wolf. And he's dressed up like a sheep. What does that mean? What does this actually mean? So let's go to this passage in the book of Matthew chapter 7. And here's what Jesus says. Watch out for false prophets. They come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ferocious wolves. By their fruit you will recognize them. Do people pick grapes from thorn bushes? These are rhetorical questions, actually. Or figs from thistles? Likewise, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot bear good fruit. Every tree, sorry, I didn't finish that, sorry. Verse number 19, every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Note that. Thus, by their fruit you'll recognize them. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only the one who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. Many will say to me on that day, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name? And in your name drive out demons, and in your name perform many miracles. Then I will tell them plainly, I never knew you. Away from me, you evildoers. Matthew chapter 7, 15 to 23. This is very interesting.
Powerful.
Something to think about.
Indeed.
I read from the NIV. The word of God is always powerful and indeed blessed. Thank you, producer.
Certainly a powerful thing. Well,
Wolf in sheep's clothing, my brother.
well,
That's something to think about.
well, spiritual advisor, the Bible admonishes us quite often to be mindful of those who come with prophetic words, right? And I don't care how prolific it is, right? You have to always be careful not to have itchy ears. You remember the Apostle Paul called the church of Corinth a bunch of wagging tongue or lapping, was it wagging or lapping tongue dogs?
Lapping,
Hungry with itchy ears.
Yeah.
Right? And so I agree. In these times, you must for your own self.
Yeah, you gotta look at it carefully.
And check the
Because
scripture.
these fellas got some motives.
And check the scripture. And check,
Absolutely.
you know how they let. Can I tell you one of the things that every time I hear it, it makes my back teeth clench, right? How Hallmark and every other motivating bookstore, Oshkosh, Bigosh, and all of them have turned Jeremiah 29:11 into the sad woman creed. Yeah?
Okay.
You know Jeremiah 29:11? Producer, you can find Jeremiah 29:11, producer? You know it?
Quick he could do it.
Can he? Jeremiah 29:11. This for all the sad women them out there, right? This is what has happened when you don't read the scripture right, and you just listen to people preach nonsense in the quarter E, right? And you somehow assume that this is a word for you, and that ain't no word for you. That's your flesh. And what you should do is go actually talk to that man that's been trying to talk to you for the last 5 years, because maybe he is the will of God for your life, and not these 6 cats that you keep living in this house with. But Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and an expected end," right? If you read King James Version. What I often tell people is in order to get to Jeremiah 29:11, you should actually read Jeremiah 29 verses 1 and 2. Put that up for me, producer. Because what you will find out is that when God said this, he was talking to a specific group of people.
Yeah, the Israelites.
Do you know where the Israelites were at that time?
The Israelites.
Do you know where they were? Captive in Babylon.
Babylonian captivity.
He was talking to a bunch of slaves. And if you read 29 verse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, you know what God tell them the whole time? And y'all gonna be slaves for a very, 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 very long time. Because I, the Lord, don't have no intention on delivering y'all from this slavery.
That's what they're disobedience.
Yeah, and God went on to say, get comfortable in Babylon, because there is no leaving Babylon for you. Plant trees and hide in its shade. Find their daughters and marry them. And get comfortable in Babylon. And then the scripture goes on to say, and if the prophet tell you that I will deliver you, he's a liar. Because I ain't tell no prophet that. Make good of your time here in Babylon. You see what it says? This is the text of the letter that the prophet Jeremiah sent to Jerusalem, to the surviving elders among the exiles, and to the priests and the prophets and all of the other people Nebuchadnezzar had carried into exile from Jerusalem to Babylon. This is after King, what his name is? Jehosiah, his name, and the queen mother, the court officials, and the leaders of Judah and Jerusalem, the skilled workers, and the artisans had gone into exile
from Jerusalem.
Oh, but when you go to these church, and when you go down by Hallmark, and if you go in Walmart, everybody got Jeremiah 29:11 cup in the office. Stupid bad. They stupid bad.
Well,
and there's a bunch of sad women,
That's kind of tough to say. Maybe they misled.
There is nothing about Jeremiah 29:11 that is worth celebrating, worth you quoting, worth you having every morning, hotting up my WhatsApp status, listening to this foolishness. Jeremiah 29:11 promises you that you will be in a tough place. That is what that actually says.
To the Israelites.
Yes.
for a season.
But you know the people them, this is the most Jeremiah 29:11 tattoo I ever see in my life. Everybody got a tattoo on them now. They got it on their car, they got it stick on all their book. Every one of the office got Jeremiah 29:11 stick on it.
Clarice, I can't take a call right now. Sorry about that.
Just hang up on Clarice.
Go ahead.
You know that if you hang up on her, she'll get the message. And so, like the spiritual advisor is saying, you have to be aware of prophets that will tell you things because they eat too much pork chop in the nighttime and they go on to bed dying, God, that's gas. That is what is happening.
Yeah, I guess the reality is that one of the things that people miss with the scriptures is this. Whenever you're reading a book, a chapter, or a verse, you must ask yourself these fundamental questions. Number one,
who God talking to?
Who is the speaker, which is correct. Who is the speaker? Number two, who is he speaking to?
Correct.
And number three,
where were they?
Exactly, what is the subject matter?
And when was this?
Because apparently, if you take passages out of its context, you will end up in serious
You'll end up 40 years in the wilderness. You'll end up 40 years in the wilderness. And so now, the whole sad woman brigade, all of them, when you go, I tell you, everywhere you go now, child, I know the plans he have for me, say the Lord. The plan is for you to be a slave in Babylon. That's what you get for being an idiot and quoting nonsense.
Right, because there's a passage that says Judas went out and he hung himself. And there's another passage that says go and do likewise.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So you got to be careful. You got to keep these passages in its context.
Stop letting the people cut the text in verse 11. Like this book don't have verse 1. Charles W. Sanders always says, and I quote, you cannot just preach the text, you have to understand the origin of the thing. And so most times you heard sermons from Charles Sanders, the late Reverend Doctor. He would tell you the place, the time, the ruler at that time, the custom, the culture,
subject, everything.
The speaker.
And you have to do that.
Because you need to know what the message is.
Yeah.
So all of y'all with these bunch of Jeremiah 29:11 tattoo, go right back to the man tomorrow and you let him cover that up. That's why your life's so hard. You and these 6 cats were living in this house. That's because you are in an emotional, I feel my church of God coming on me, You are in an emotional Babylon because you etched this thing into your life. Jeremiah 29:11 that promises you suffering. And you know what's so funny about Jeremiah 29? God tell them, I even ain't gonna let you all dead. You all can't even die. Isn't that amazing? Because I'll tell you this, sometimes we pray for long life, but sometimes long life is just as bad as short life. You agree with that?
Yeah. Now somebody's saying we're not on TV. I'm sure that we are.
What do you mean we're not on TV? That's the TV. I can see I on.
Yeah, unless they're using
we ain't on their
PTC
TV.
Flow.
What you mean?
But we are, producer, we're live, right?
As live as could be.
Yeah, we're live. Yeah. This person
tell them throw that.
This person says, why y'all are not on TV? Must I send Basra, the HMBS Pinland, or the Grove Police Station to look for you all?
Please send the Grove Police Station. I'm so happy you said that because I also want to send a shout out. I want to send a shout out to the hard-working senior executive command team of the Grove Police Station Spiritual Advisor, who on yesterday, while I was out and about as the local community watering hole ambassador, doing my local community watering hole ambassador duties, I saw them. There was the shooting on Lexington Street day before yesterday. And I saw them canvassing the area, talking with the community, reaching out to the businesses in the community, talking to the young men in the community, carrying the ministry of presence. Have you ever done a chaplaincy course?
No.
Do you know that I am a certified chaplain?
I didn't know that.
Yes, Billy Graham certified. You want me to go get my chaplain pin? I don't mess around.
Billy Graham certified?
Yeah, I was as certified as it could get.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and so I saw them exercising what we would call in chaplaincy the ministry of presence. Because sometimes that's all it takes. People need a hand on the back, a warm embrace, a listening ear, someone to hear them, someone to get it out of their chest with. Sometimes they need a sober word. Sometimes they need nothing except for presence. And so I want to say bravo Zulu to the team down there. Of course, they come under the command of Chief Superintendent Crystalline Skippings, who is par excellence in my view as a commanding officer. And of course, Superintendent Sweeting. you know how I feel about Superintendent Sweeting. He was among them. I was so happy to see him. You know, when the Grove Police Station locked me up, it was Superintendent Sweeting who locked me up as professionally as anyone could ever be locked up. I had never been locked up as professionally in all my life. And so I put it to all the criminals that if you're going to do criminal activity this weekend, I want to tell you to not do that. I want to tell you that crime doesn't pay, but I want to also admonish you that should the police have need to take you in their carriage, I want you to instruct them to take you to the Grove Police Station, because never in your wildest imagination could you have ever fathomed being locked up at that magnitude. It is the apex of locking upism that I experienced at the Grove Police Station. And so shout out to Chief Superintendent Kristen Skippings again and her team who are on the ground, visible, and they were with Dr. Mateo Smith, by the way, one of the youngest installed senior pastors in the Baptist missionary body of churches, right? And I thought it was phenomenal. You know, he's a young man. He's able to reach across the line. He's a clergyman. You know, some people have great reverence for the caller. And so it was good to see that the church and the state were joining hands and in lockstep in an effort to come and try to see if we could reach out to the people in the Grove community, which I understand they have carriage for. Eh?
Indeed.
Yeah. So nobody come tell me nothing but no Jeremiah 29:11. As spiritual advisor, every time they quote that scripture to me, I just want to splash water on it.
Not only that, to my Seventh-day Adventist friends who go to Leviticus chapter 11 and say, God told Bahamians, you can't eat crawfish and conch. God wasn't speaking to Bahamians in Leviticus chapter 11.
No.
He's speaking to the Israelites.
Yeah.
About the clean and the unclean. It doesn't apply to us in 2025. You're Christians, man. Boy,
Yeah.
Anyhow. But that's what happens.
But we let them get away with
That's
that
what
because
happens,
they
you know?
believe it, right? But the prophet, the point I was making was, don't let the prophet tell you something God ain't tell him. You gotta test your prophet out.
Yeah, definitely.
You gotta look in the prophet eye and say, Prof, you eat any pork chop last night? Because if you eat the pork chop 9:30, I'm not listening to you. But if you ain't eat the pork chop, prophet, I might accept that as a word from God, because Jeremiah, I think it is 29 and verse 6 or 7, say, and if the prophet tell you I can deliver you, you call him a liar, because I never tell him that. This is Freedom March. We'll be right back. Hello, and welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Levan Miller. I'm joined in studio by a young man that I think is very interesting, and I want to talk to him about some things that I want to talk to you about, because we hear these things from time to time in the news, and every time we hear them, I notice that there is a level of anxiety and pandemonium associated with it, and I can't really understand why, because I know people like this guy who, on a daily basis, is out there doing the things that the people keep saying is not a good thing to do, but somehow they've actually made, in my view, a futuristic industry of it. And I think that it is something that if we incorporated well enough, everybody tell Glennis Anna Martin turn the TV on, because I actually want her and her director of education to be here today, right? And it is because we've got to figure out, if we continue to live in an archipelago, and water continues to be the thing that separates that archipelago. I see the minister and, of course, the Fox Foundation are doing things like putting swimming pools in every government school, they allege. I see that they've started that work down at government high school. But then, of course, there are so many questions that come to my mind when I consider it or I think about it. And the problem is, it's not there. The problem is just teaching children how to swim viable enough? Is it lucrative enough? Is it futuristic enough? Are we considering it enough? Should we be doing more? And in my view, I've always said yes. I've always been a proponent that there is no way you ought to leave a government high school in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and you should leave there without the prerequisite skill that we're about to talk about today. And so I brought one of the people who in my view is probably the second best person I know to have ever done this. And that's only because the first best person I've ever known to do it is my daddy, and he did. So I brought the next best thing. Sami Bastian is my guest, ladies and gentlemen. He is a, dive instructor.
Yes, I'm a scuba dive instructor.
Scuba dive instructor.
On the agency known as PADI.
Correct. And you've been doing this for how long?
Over 19 years now.
19 years. All right. So, from time to time, I watch your footage. I see what you're doing. I see you moving around the Bahamas, actually. Not just diving, doing dive tours, or taking people on dive tours, but I noticed there's some shark dives. I notice, you are actually building a thing that appears to be catching on. What I note, though, is that most of the people I see in your dive videos appear to be white people, which means they're not necessarily Bahamian. And so it makes me wonder, right? How interested as a dive instructor are Bahamians in the science of dive?
I would say we have probably like about 15%. I do have some Bahamians that actually reach out and contact me. They want to do the training or they want to try it. Majority of them are actually looking to get into the yachting industry. Okay. So they want to acquire the certifications, to go on their resume and whatnot.
Sure.
But yeah, we have a small percentage of Bahamians that are interested. But yes, vast majority of foreigners that come here, mostly interested in seeing sharks and our coral reefs, which are,
that's the highlight. Out. Yeah. But, so here's the question, right? Here's the question. Let's just say I am little Louis Lump from out of Life Bowie Street, right? Mm-hmm. Little Louis Lump, Life Bowie Street, I decide, well, I can't really swim because, I live Life Bowie Street and ain't no beach close to that, so I don't ever go to the beach. But I'm leaving CC Sweden now. I'm 17, so I can't really enroll into a college. I also can't really enroll into the Defense Force because I'm too young. But I got about a year to be 18, right? Can I potty?
And you would basically have to get your swimming under control first.
Okay, so I would need to learn to swim first.
Yes, that's a definite.
Okay.
I've had persons that have tried, but it won't turn out too well. So I would say definitely
learn to swim.
Learn how to swim first, and once you are comfortable in the water and you can handle yourself in the water, then yes, you could get fully certified. You can go from the open water certification and advanced and then rescue.
So hold on. So I learned to swim. I come out of school in, let's just say, when did you come out of school? June?
Yeah.
I come out of school in June. I learned to swim. How long do you think it would take me to learn to swim? 90 days?
I
You
would
could
say so.
teach yourself anything in 90 days,
I
right?
think so, yeah.
So July, August, September, I learned to swim. October, I decide I could swim now. How long do you think I need to practice, train, study in order to get my first level of certification in dive science?
Once you're determined, you can do that in a week.
I could become a certified diver in 1 week.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Actually, 3 days.
you could do it in 3 days. What are some of the key components of dive science? That is
Safety.
from going from Little Louis Lum from Life Bowie Street swimming on the beach to I can take myself in 60 feet of water. I can do the necessary maneuvers. I can do an ascension. I could do a rapid descension. I could do a controlled ascension, and I can come out of the water and not die. How long do I need to get to that point?
First off, safety is paramount.
Okay.
So that's the main thing, is having people understand the whole safety aspect of it. All the theory is online, so anybody could access the theory, go through it, see basically everything you need to learn in regards to it. And then once you're ready, then you can come to an individual like me, and we can get you through the practical portion. So like I mentioned, in about 3 days, we can actually get you fully certified. But mentally preparing yourself, you can go through the material and you can get that done in like about a week or so.
So in about a week, I could go from Louis Lump through Life Boy Street to Party Open Water Certified.
Correct.
What would I be able to do at an open water level?
At an open water level, you can join us if you wish on our regular 2-tank dives. And of course, the other organization that's well known for diving on the island as well. There's a dive club, a Bahamas dive club that locals can join. And you can become a part of that club, and for a pretty low fee, you can do regular weekly dives.
Regular weekly dives.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been diving now for about 6 months, 8 months. I feel my strength. I say, boy, you know something? I've seen everything that I thought I wanted to see at 60 feet. What's step 2?
Your advanced course.
My advanced open water. Okay, so now, Little Louis Lump, Life Bowie Street, never been to a beach before. He was 18, learned to swim October of this year. Decided now that he could swim, he want to become a party diver. Gets his certification in 3 days, so that's October in 3 days. He's a certified party open water. He's been doing that now for about 6 months, so we in about March of next year. Goes to do his advance. How long does that take him?
Advanced, yet again, that's like 5 dives, literally like 3-4 days max.
3 to 4 days.
Yeah.
And he can go from being certified to do a 60-foot dive to what now?
To 100 feet.
100 foot.
Yeah.
Okay. Which I understand. I mean, which I imagine is a different kind of diving, a different set of diving, a different set of views, things to see, etc., etc., etc.
Correct.
Okay. Now, why are young men not signing up for this? Like, why do you assume in a country where the entire place is almost flooded with water, do you not have people knocking down your doors? Why do you not have the Ministry of Education reaching out to people like yourself to at least teach the theory of it, even if you can't get them in the pool? Why do you assume that more of our sons are not gravitating towards something that, and if you're an advanced open water diver, you would consider a professional?
Professional be more so dive master.
Dive master.
So
So recreation.
Correct.
But you would be able to dive for employment at advanced open water level, right?
No. You would have to be
age-
at least dive master
for employment?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Some yachts you might work on,
Uh-huh.
you could probably get away with a rescue diver
rescue diver.
certification, but then
How
dive
long does that
master is
take?
more so. The rescue diver, you mean from like the open water level certification?
Yeah.
Rescue diver you could do in like 2 months.
So in about 2 months, you
Yeah.
could have a rescue diver certification.
Yeah.
And be employable by some yacht standards.
Correct.
Okay. Then why do you assume a lot of young people are not going towards a certification that, based on what I've heard from you, in 3 months they could have pretty much nailed down?
With this young generation, it's what's on TikTok and
Yeah.
Snapchat, and that's not what's in their algorithm.
Yeah.
So if that's not being pushed to them, that's not something they're going to gravitate towards. Everybody want to play on the shoreline at the beach and have fun and drink. So
Yeah.
I don't think, as long as it's not being taught in school, like marine biology, some schools do have some programs. I know in Bimini they have some programs and stuff like that. Eleuthera.
Okay.
They have that school.
Sure.
But other than that, like in the inner city, I don't think it's definitely not being pushed. So yeah, if it was being pushed and broadcast out there that this is a viable option, and I don't think people or the youngsters actually would see yachting or anything as something obtainable to them.
Right.
You know,
So help me understand this. The people that are doing like the boat bottom cleaning and that sort of stuff, they aren't dive master level.
some who I know, yeah, instructors actually too, yeah.
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 But you don't need to be a dive master
No, you don't have to.
do boat
No,
bottom cleaning.
no, you don't have to.
And that is a pretty lucrative business.
It is. Changing props, cleaning bottoms and
Yeah.
hulls, yeah.
Yeah. And I imagine that if you get rescue diver level, which my local knowledge, I don't expect you to say this, my local knowledge tells me that people with open water certification are doing that kind of stuff. You just need to be able to suck air up to 30 feet. You should be okay, right? But I mean, like, if there is so much possibility here, why does something that literally you could do in the snap of a finger, it's shorter than a school semester, right? Why do you assume younger people aren't being channeled in that direction?
It is an expensive hobby.
Okay.
And it's always been seen that way as well. This is a hobby for like the wealthy people. And yes, we have people from all around the world coming to do it. So I think for locals, I think they may see it out of their
Price
grasp.
range. Okay.
But nevertheless, like I said, we have initiatives against different organizations and groups in the country currently to date that actually would want young people to do this. All right. So there are actually incentives as well for young ladies in the Bahamas to actually participate once they get up to dive master, they want to become an instructor. There are organizations that are willing to actually fund for them to become instructors, female instructors,
Really?
stuff like that. Yeah.
How long do you anticipate from little Louis Lump from Life Bowie Street, never lived near a beach in his life, from going to that to dive instructor? What's the window?
Speaking from my personal experience,
from your experience.
2 years.
2 years. That's not bad. That's about the amount of time it takes to do
Once you're
an associate's degree.
consistency,
All right. And about how many dive hours is that?
it's a bit tough to say. Dives wise, I would say you need at least about a little more than 80 dives at least under your belt.
Okay. All right. What age bracket of people, or at what age would you recommend people start pushing their sons or their daughters towards dive and the science of dive?
They can start at 10. Literally, about a week and a half ago, I just certified a 10-year-old.
10.
So from 10.
So that's right around the time they have like cognitive capacity, basically.
Correct.
Okay. And how some people, we live in a culture where in the 90s we lost a lot of our sons to things like nitrogen nicosis and the bends and dye sicknesses. To the people that are anxious about the risks, how risky do you think dive is for those that want to participate?
It's all about studying your material, and in this day and age, there are computers. You can purchase a dive computer for as little as $150, $200. So for like even like local fishermen that do the regular compressor dives, and we have had instances where persons get bent and whatnot. I highly recommend them taking the open water course at least, so they can have some sort of knowledge and understanding. But simple as a dive computer.
Yeah.
Press watch.
Right.
It beeps. It tells you when to stop, slow down. It tells you how long you need to stop at 15 feet for 3 minutes. Or
Right.
if you exceed that time, you might have to spend a little bit longer, 5 minutes or whatnot. But a simple device, like I said, starting at $150, you can get a dive computer and that
It could save your life.
Yeah.
It could
So
save
if
your
you have a brother or uncle who dives frequently, and that would make an awesome gift,
Yeah.
and that would help.
Yeah. Okay, so as low as 10 years old, you think people can get into it. But do you think it's something that we probably need to now be approaching at a national level? Like, what do you think it would take for us to see 1/3 of our school population maybe going towards dive science? And how do you think we can factor it in the troubled youth group among us, right? Because these boys have enough energy to jump out of moving cars with high-powered rifles. they obviously have the agility it takes to be a diver.
Of course.
Right? Because, diving requires a level of agility. You need to be able to pull yourself in and out of the boat. You need to be able to do it with a 20-pound tank and 6 pounds of BCD and 9 pounds of weight around your waist, right? so you need a level of agility.
Of course. Yeah.
Right? Like, you can't be decrepit and a diver. That just won't work.
No.
But Pookie them don't have that problem. Pookie them could slide out the car at 12 miles an hour, fully loaded and ready to go on their 2 foot with a high-powered rifle and land shots in a high-stress situation where the police car 2 minutes away. So they don't lack agility.
Of course not.
Right? What, though, do you imagine we can do to kind of curb the attention of those boys with that kind of energy and agility toward dive science, and how viable or because we talked about how lucrative it would be, but how beneficial do you think it would be in curbing some of just the behavior we see in our young boys?
For most of the young people who I have encountered and introduced to scuba diving, it's addictive.
Mm-hmm.
So any child that actually loves the water, who you can't keep away from the beach, who show the skills that they have a good performance in water,
mm-hmm.
I would say they would actually excel in something like this. When I started, I was swimming competitively from high school straight on up, and my son, from he was 2 years old,
mm-hmm.
we had him swimming, and at the age of 6, I took him in the pool and I actually had him with a scuba unit on and
Okay.
breathing off of a regulator,
Mm-hmm.
But at that age, they can only stay in the pool.
Right.
So any child that is showing like some sort of interest in the water, I would say they would definitely be able to excel at it.
But what about the people that don't have... See, and this is who I'm trying to target, Tommy. Because I get it. If you grow up Life with Key, chances are you'll be a diver. If you grow up Treasure Cove, chances are you'll be a diver. If you grow up... if you grow up any one of these waterway communities, you might end up as a diver. Your granddaddy got a boat. Somebody got to go take the rope from around the prop. I'm trying to figure out, how do we get to Lil Benson Johnson from Taylor Street? He don't go past the beach. He ain't been to the beach when he was 2. The last time he been underwater was when they baptized him as a baby in the Anglican church. He don't even bathe. That should tell you. Him and water don't go together. How do I get him introduced to dive science and then indoctrinated enough for him to want to practice dive science and possibly make it a life direction or something that is lucrative?
I would say definitely starting off in the schools, just like any course like chemistry or any kind of elective, that should be mentioned, I think marine biology should be something just like home economics or any one of those electives. Marine biology should be right there along with that, I heard you mention earlier about certain government schools, they're trying to put pools and stuff in that. Different community pools.
Right.
We have not a whole lot of instructors on island,
Right.
but we have enough that whereas if you would reach out to the group, we would be willing to actually spend time and actually showing kids these things. And then another dive company on the island as well. I know they had an initiative as well that they're trying to do with certain skills, and I know Brief,
Okay.
the organization, they actually
So they're
do
doing
the
some snorkeling.
Yes, they're doing the snorkeling, trying to get kids interested in that. And then I think earlier today I saw something where they're actually planting mangroves in certain areas as well. So I love to see things like that, whereas we're trying to get kids incorporated, the cleanups on the beaches, things like that, just to get kids kind of interested in, trying to protect what we have and what's dying at this point. But yeah.
Okay. So, 2 years dive instructor, right? But not everybody needs to go there.
No, you don't have to. No.
Where would you recommend as a good intermediate level for people to stop at? Like I want to be, because I'm not interested in doing anything that I can't make money off at some point, right? So I want to be able to have this thing. I want it to be a skill. I also want to make money off it here and there. But, I don't know if I want it to be a lifelong profession. I want to be able to do it safely. I want to be able to do it recreationally with my friends. But, if one of these marinas needs somebody to go and dive coins from off the bottom of the marina bed for them, I want to be able to do that and not have a difficulty. Or become an aquarium cleaner, right?
Yeah. I would say a rescue diver.
Rescue diver.
I would definitely say rescue diver because you want to be prepared enough, whereas if something happens to somebody around you, you can actually assist them.
Okay.
And be more aware as an individual as well. If something happened, you know how to deal with certain situations.
Glenn Santa Martin, you hear that? We need to get all the boys in all the government school, Pookie them, that you recommend junior high school or senior high school.
I would say junior. Get them from
Pookie
early.
them, who in grade 9? You know when, listen, zoom, put the camera on me. Glennis, hear me out. You could look at Pookie and see he ain't gonna do good on the mat BJC. It ain't make no sense we make Pookie take that. All right? The only thing Pookie need to know is how much change to get back when he go to the food store right there on Nassau Street with no real juice in it. That's about all the mats. I 40. I ain't used more mats than that in my life yet. But we know Pookie ain't gonna pass the mat BJC. And I hear you all telling me things now like there is no such thing as a national average based on the way the grades are calculated. Pookie need a skill that takes him out of dumping ground corner. And I'm telling you that when we find them, see, I know crime interrupter or government crime consultant, but I'm telling you all how to fix crime. If you take Pookie, first of all, the discipline it takes for Pookie to be in that boat for the 5 days it takes for him to get certified, that in itself changes Pookie's mindset. Believe it or not. I don't care how bad a man is. If you take him out to sea, you will find out exactly how bad he is. Secondly, Pookie never see nothing that wasn't dumping ground corner. Pookie know 3 corners in his whole life. Dumping ground corner, Ponciana Drive, and whatever that road where CC Sweden is on. He don't know no other corner. They the only 3 corners he been on from he born. But if you show him what the underwater world has to offer, the sights, the colors, just the majesty, you know, the myths, the monsters, the creatures. If you open his mind to the things that exist out there in a world that is beyond dumping ground corner, Glennis, help me. I'm trying to help you. Pookie will, I'm telling you, begin to behave differently. And I'm telling you, the dive science has the possibility to put him around some very rich white people who might actually change his life. And don't tell me that don't work, because it is work for poor black girls. All they find is one rich white fella, and then all of a sudden their life has changed. And if it worked for her, I don't see why it can't work for Pookie. That's, you know, that's my position on it. But all fun and jokes aside, there is no way we ought to live in a country that is 100,000 square miles, that about 72 or 75% of it is made up of water, and we ain't turning out more at least rescue divers in this country. And I say that as an advanced open water diver, by the way. I like to preach live the gospel I preach, right? And as soon as my son turned 12, I'm gonna make sure he gets certified, right? I will make sure he's 12 first, just in case he don't come back. At least I had him for 12 years, all right?
Send one to me, you can make sure you come.
All right, so this is the answer to crime. I'm telling you, this is what will work. So what we need to do, Glennis, I'm talking specifically to you. You're an Acklands girl, and I have to talk to you because they expect Acklands people to be smart. Stop trying to put these boys in all of these hoop camp, boot camp, and all kind of camp. Because I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a show. Now that yeast is 20 years removed, I want to find out how much of them boys that was in yeast are actually successful people. All right? See, it's easy to say that it worked. No, if you've been to yeast and you are a success, I want to meet you because I want to talk to you on Freedom March, and I want to find out how much of your success can we credit to yeast, and how much of whatever you learned in yeast were you able to transfer into a money-making skill. Because that is the nuts and bolts of where discipline lives. Most times, this is how the military gets people to behave, you know. Most times, if you touch a person's money, they will behave. It's as simple as that. So anyway, Samuel Bastian is my guest. He is a dive instructor. How long have you been an instructor?
Been an instructor for about 15 years.
Jesus, Web, he's been an instructor. You could put Sammy back in the shot, Sammy in the studio with me. Anyway, and I'm talking to you about this because the only thing we ever hear about these dive excursions is that the shark biting up people. So we're gonna talk to Sammy about how come none of his sharks don't bite up people? Because I see him overboard with the shark them all the time, but they don't look like they like biting people. We'll be back on Freedom March in a few minutes, right after the break. We'll talk to Sammy Bastian and we'll find out what else is there to know about the science of dive right here on Freedom March. Hello, welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us to the break. I'm Levan Miller. You're listening to us on 103.5 The Beat FM, channel 224, which I'm told isn't on. If you can see me on channel 224, raise your hand. You're listening to us on channel 112, that's on Flow, and of course on ILTV Studios, that's over on Facebook. Wherever you're deciding to listen to, thank you so much for joining us here on Freedom March. Well, you know, as often as we can, the goal is to inform, to educate, and sometimes be entertained. Let me get to this ad. Hey, Bahamas. Ready to turn your event into a party? Royal Inflatables has you covered. From brand new bouncers to water slides and combo castles, fun is guaranteed for all ages. Their equipment is clean and inspected daily, safe, spotless, and ready to go. Enjoy free setup and takedown, on-time delivery, and 100% hassle-free service. Perfect for birthdays, school events, or any celebration. Call or WhatsApp now at 242-468-7268 to book. Let the bounce party begin. The Work Center, located Rosetta Street across from Roberts Furniture, is your one-stop shop for back to school. Dickies, Timberlands, and many, many more. Come on down and let their friendly staff assist you with getting ready for back to school. All right, so now that we've got that out of the way, let me send a special shout out to my friends over at Island Connect, who do their very best to make sure that I look my very best. And I recommend that you go down there and make sure you get the oil, right? I tell you, the oil will make you smell like the Prince of Egypt. You do not want to miss this opportunity. And if you have hair like Bradley, it might even be able to do something for that as well. All right, so go down there and you tell Ali that I sent you, and I'm sure my friends down there at Island Connect will take wonderful, wonderful care of you. And while you're at it, when you're done, go and see my friends at the Kingsman Collection and tell them I sent you. And see if they could do whatever it is that they do to turn you into one of the Kingsmen, eh? Samuel Bastian is my guest. He's a dive instructor. We're talking dive. Put up the video with Sammy them and the shark producer, because I tell you, they have real shark that somehow don't be biting people. And apparently all the other sharks in the Bahamas like to bite people, but not Sammy sharks. I don't know. He probably have them on a cord. And so here you see, what is this, Sammy? What are you doing here?
So this is a site we call Steel Forest. And these are more adult female sharks, the majority of them at least.
Did you check?
Yes, I checked.
Wow. Okay.
You can look and you can identify the different male and female sharks.
Okay.
The males have testes outside of the body. And,
Hold on. The shark have balls?
Yes.
Wow. This is becoming even more fascinating. And you checked for the shark balls?
You will be able to see it.
Wow.
They come close enough.
This is amazing stuff. Wow. So you're saying the shark is not a Bahamian politician?
Definitely not.
Okay, very good. Keep going.
Yeah, so on this particular site, this was today actually, you can see how...
This was today?
Yeah, that's what... That
So
was
wait a
today.
minute, you're able to... How deep is this dive?
This dive here is around about 80 feet max.
You're able to
and
come out of
then-
80 foot of water and come here on the TV?
Yeah, man.
Okay, all right, very good.
The deck of the ship right there where you see everybody is around about 60 feet.
Okay.
So it's different levels to the dive site, but nevertheless, we take mainly advanced or open water divers on this particular site here. Those wrecks were actually sunk as artificial reefs.
Okay, and which boat is that?
The larger one was a freight boat, and then there's another one you'll probably see in another clip. It was actually named after Frederick Stirrup.
The Frederick Stirrup?
Yes.
Frederick Stirrup?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was sunk in memory of him.
Oh, well, now I need to go and look for that because I like these kinds of things. So you guys dived the Frederick Stirrup wreck?
Yeah.
Today?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's fascinating. So you see that Sammy sharks don't be biting people. So Sammy, you have to tell us now. Because every time I open up the paper, shark bite off people's hand, shark bite off people's foot, shark. One bunch of things about the shark. And all I want to know is if anybody asks the shark. Nobody found it from the shark what his problem was, right? I just read what I see in the newspaper. The police launch investigation into the shark attack. I don't know what the police can go ask the shark, right? But tell us, how are you able to do these things safely? And not just you, but to also have other people go out with you and take them in order to be able to get that close to sharks without there being issues.
You know, they have a saying, do as the Romans do when
Right.
in Rome, right?
Right.
You follow the professionals. We give specific briefings before each dive. We debrief the boat and let people know what to do. In regards to diving with sharks, you know you are in their environment. You
Sure.
can't beat them.
Sure.
Discipline is key.
Sure.
Discipline, and don't panic.
Right.
As long as you are disciplined, you don't panic, and don't extend anything to the shark that...
You don't want him to have.
Exactly.
Okay.
Simple rules. People, there are incidences that happen is from people who panic. When you panic, you start splashing. Sharks have some pores on their face known as the ampullae lorenzini. They also have something known as the lateral line.
They have what? The ampullae lorenzini.
Sound like a magic trick.
Oh, I really like when they come with a big fancy talk now. I'm going to tell people to learn how to sit your ampullae lorenzini down before you make me upset in here.
And they also have something known as the lateral line that basically feels when there's pressure change in the water.
Okay.
So usually a lot of the attacks that happen are from people on the surface, right?
Who keep changing the pressure?
Yeah, they keep
Okay.
splashing and panicking. So keep still.
Yeah.
Keep your eye on the shark.
That's not really easy to say. You know, I have one rule when I see shark. You know what my rule is?
What's that?
Swim faster than the Negro on the side of me.
The
The
faster
shark
you
only
swim,
could eat one ass. And I recommend it be him.
what's gonna happen when you run from the dog on the street?
I
He's
only-
run after you, right?
But I only need to outrun. I don't need to outrun the dog. Black, what is it? A black ancient secret. Don't outrun dog. Outrun next man.
It don't work like that. It don't work
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, black Chinese ancient secret. No need to outrun dog. Only need outrun next man. Yeah, there you have it. So you say
Calm.
calm,
Remain
cool,
remain
collected.
calm.
Okay.
If there's a shark in the water, most people in the water have on snorkeling masks. You don't want to splash. You don't want to provoke the animal. I see a lot of fishermen or spare fishermen. If a shark come close, they try to poke at the shark and stuff like that. And another thing too, I want to just mention is I know a lot of fishermen have been talking more so recently on culling the sharks and stuff like that. They say their population have grown exponentially.
Right.
I dive every day.
Right.
Every day.
Right.
The shark population has not grown that much. If anything, in certain areas where I dive on a daily, we have seen actually a decline in sharks.
I don't know, boy Sammy. These sharks, they appear to be very not afraid to come closer and closer to
You
the
have
population.
to understand that we are destroying the reefs, and what the sharks eat, we're messing with that ecosystem. So as long as you're destroying their feeding
So they
habits,
come looking for Negroes.
I didn't say all of that. But yeah, we're destroying their ecosystem, so they have to venture out for food.
Okay.
And then we don't understand the practice of fishing. Fishing is chumming. You catch a fish, fish struggles, that attracts a shark. Same thing with somebody that's on the surface. We go to see the turtles, or we go to see on some snorkel excursion. People throwing bread in the water, that's considered chumming because little fish attract big fish. So all of these practices, especially with certain excursions, you have to understand the repercussions that come along with that.
Okay.
So you go on excursion to go swim with the turtles, and to attract the turtles, you're feeding them the squid or whatever they give them,
Right.
right? Tiger sharks eat
Perfect
turtles.
for Negroes getting eat.
Tiger sharks eat turtles, right?
Yeah.
So as you keep feeding turtles in certain areas, they're plentiful in that area, you're diverting the shark to that meal, and then you're putting people in the water there.
Between the
So,
shark and the food.
yeah.
Yeah. Take us to one more of those dive clips. I want the people to see that you don't play around. This is actually big time diving you all got going on. Take me to one more of those dive clips. Of course, I think this was also another shark dive. I tell you, Sammy, sharks don't bite people. I don't know. I don't know where y'all keep finding all these bunch of sharks would like to bite people. But certainly none of his sharks like to bite people. So you're diving now in Bimini and in Grand Bahama.
Yes.
All right. How often are you doing that?
I do it at least twice a year.
Put up the shark
between
clip.
Bimini and Grand Bahama.
Okay. Why? What is what exactly? Water is water is water is water. Shark is shark is shark is shark.
Location.
Okay.
So certain sharks prefer to be in certain areas depending on the environment, climate, food source. All right. So depending on their food source, depending on the environment is where certain sharks would be.
Okay.
You would find much of the larger apex predators on the tongue of the ocean.
Okay.
Bimini, Grand Bahama, on the outskirts.
People are into the tiger sharks.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
from all over the world. What I do is, particularly with my students who I certify, they kind of follow me on social media and they see me post, and I do like annual group trips
Sure.
where they would actually come and dive with me. All right, so people trust me, they trust the brand that I have, and I just make sure that the other dive shops that I take them to, they all have reputable They all have reputable stance in any event.
Okay.
But yeah, people want to experience this encounter, and it's a safe encounter.
What is this? Is this the Fenwick Stirrup? This looks like
It's
it.
actually in the front of that.
This dive was also today.
Yeah, that was also from today.
Okay. Is this the Fenwick Stirrup?
I think you're going to see it in a clip shortly.
But there are more sharks. There you see. More sharks. What is the difference between, this is like a black tip.
That's a reef shark.
Reef shark. Okay. What is the difference between, diving around, the reef sharks as compared to diving with, the more apex predators?
So reef sharks, of course, are more interested in sick and dying fish on the reef. So that's where you would find where fishermen would hook a fish and the fish start wiggling, you would find more reef sharks going after them, sick or dying fish.
Okay.
When it comes to the larger apex predators like tiger sharks or bull sharks primarily, they are ambush predators. And of course, due to their size, they can reach anywhere from like 12 feet, 15 feet in length. They go for bigger prey, right?
Right.
Like I mentioned, they are ambush predators, so they would go after bigger
A seal.
catch. Well, we ain't got no seals here.
Right, which is why the Negroes are the next thing in line, because they look just like a seal. Have you seen some of them? They're big and fat like a seal. And the shark can't tell the difference because you're just so big and so fat, he thought you was a seal. But not these sharks. These Sami sharks, you have them all well tamed. They don't, look, see how close these sharks come into the people? And they seem very unbothered.
And nobody's panicking.
I see that. Even the fishing is scared. Are these real sharks?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Very real.
Okay, how deep is this?
Okay, right where she's kneeling down, that's at about 70.
70 feet. It's actually pretty good light at 70 feet.
Yeah. Today was awesome.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good light at 70 feet. But this is something that...
That's the Frederick syrup there, by the way.
That is the Fenwick Stirrup.
Yeah.
But this is something that you imagine young people should get to experience, especially if they live in the Bahamas.
Yes, we have so many other different sites, even like the underwater atlas with the statue right off of Clifton, yeah. Basically, for any new diver, that's a perfect entry-level site for them to learn how to dive. That
Okay,
same
and
site
how
right
deep
there.
is that?
That is about, depending on the tide, 17 to 20 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to open the phone lines briefly because I want Sammy to talk to you all in case you all have questions. I think I asked him all the questions. So what the shark have on his face?
Ampullae of Lorenzini.
The Ampullae Lorenzini. You better sit your Ampullae Lorenzini down before you upset me in here. I'm adding that into my vocabulary, by the way. So you can give us a call, 323-7775, 698-0775. He's going to leave at the end of the segment, but you may want to ask him some questions. Sammy has also agreed that he's going to certify, or what are you going to do for 3 young men?
So I don't know how the picking process is going to be, but any 3 young men, we're going to actually give them the Discover Scuba Diving course free of charge. So it's basically a 1-day process. They can, you'll get them in contact with me, and basically they will do the pool session that morning. The pool session takes less than an hour, and then that evening we would have a scheduled boat actually taking them out to a nice shallow site somewhere like about 35 feet, and they can get to experience it. Can't guarantee it'll be sharks, but it'll be a nice site.
So there you have it. Them other people you all listen to, they don't give you all nothing. Keep listening to Freedom March. I'm going to tell you right now how I can pick, right? If you got one boy, then he look. Because see, when I tell them...
Make sure he can swim now.
Yeah, that's the criteria. When I tell them I will make abortion legal at 21, everybody will kill me for saying it, right? But I'm saying if your son at 18 ain't leveling off, I just saying, he might end up in Fox Hill, he might end up in Lakeview. And if he end up in Lakeview anyhow, we might as well save him the embarrassment that he may bring to the family and just make abortions, writs of abortions through the Supreme Court, and you move a writ of abortion to have this boy aborted, and we could abort him before his 21st birthday, and that wouldn't be murder, and at least the murder rate would be down. But when I say that, you all say that that's wrong. So I will give you all another option, right? If you have a young son, and he may look a bit misguided, you may not be exactly sure what is pricking his interest, and you could look at this boy and see he ain't passing no BGCSE no time soon. I want to make sure that I get him to go. So let me see if I can get a mother to call me, right? 17 years old, maybe, Sammy, or you'd like a 16-year-old?
17.
17-year-old. If you have a 17-year-old son and you ain't sure with him, but he could swim. Sammy's gonna give him the what? Discovery.
The Discover Scuba lesson.
The Discover Scuba lesson, right? And hopefully that opens the gateway for him into a life of scuba. And then we want to do a woman. You always got to do one for a woman. And then if you are a woman under 40, if you are a woman under 40, right? Because, you know, you might have then get divorced and you may be home every night quoting Jeremiah 29:11, you and your 6 cats, and you feel depressed, right? Just call me. Be a woman under 40, give me your date of birth, and that's enough to get you the Discover Scuba lesson. And then we got to figure out the third one. I'll figure it out between now and the end of the phone calls. Let's go to the phone line. 323-7775-698-0775. Sammy is giving away free dive things on the show today. Freedom March is the only show that you could listen to and get free dive things on. You listen to those other things. It never makes any sense. Just continue listening to us because that's how you get free things, right? So give us a call, 323-7775-698-0775. Here's another thing I want to ask, Sammy. There are some people who say, or there used to be the myth about the danger of diving with air. And are there any myths that you find yourself having to like bust for people on a daily basis?
It depends on the organization you go to.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that all of the organizations that I have been a part of and dove with here in the Bahamas have a pristine record in regards to air. In regards to that, I've heard things in places like Cozumel where the filling station is next to somewhere where there is an exhaust.
Okay.
That's where the issue comes in regards to contaminated air.
Right.
But these things are tested, and there's an agency in the States that most of the dive shops or filling stations, they have to submit an air sample.
Okay.
Okay, so there are certain places. There's an organization known as DAN, Divers Alert Network. Certain things, in order to keep an insurance, you have to meet certain standards. So all of these things are followed by guidelines, standards, and procedures and stuff like that.
Okay. 323-7775-698-0775. We got a call online. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Big absolutely got Mello. What's up, man?
Hi, good. How are you? Turn your radio down a little bit for me.
Ladies call in, man. It's all fine, but I'm
You turn your radio down a little bit. What you say?
Yeah, I said you say San Francisco, ladies to call in, but I am interested for my son to call in. My son is 17.
Your son's 17?
Yes, sir. I'm interested in doing free dive.
What is he doing? What did he do for... Turn your radio down for me. Turn your radio down for me. You still there?
Yeah, what's happening?
Okay, so what did he do this summer?
This summer, he worked this summer. He worked doing a summer job.
Okay, and he's 17 years old.
Yeah.
All right, can he swim?
Yes, sir. He do dive before August. He went last year to Salvador for my
But if he's done that, if he's done dive before, I'd like to give the experience to somebody that hasn't experienced dive, so that I can help them explore the world of dive as a possibility. But if your son has done dive before, I will still take your number. I think Sammy is still a good contact for you to have, right? And then maybe Sammy can figure something out with regards to your son. All right?
You like the water? I want him, do it.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Now, does he mean free diving or scuba diving?
Does your son do free diving or scuba diving?
Like I said, he was there running away to my cousin, the Captain Bruce Nero in San Salvador. He used a tank.
Okay.
They went down
All
to
right.
the tank to see how explore.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Water.
So I'm gonna hold the line. My producer will take your name and your number, right? So I won't give him one of the 3 that we have, but I think Sammy is a good contact for him to have. So I will let Sammy reach out to him at some point, and then you guys can figure something out. All right?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, no problem. 323-7775-698-0775. So I want, take his number, producer. I want a parent, it could be a mommy or a daddy, to call me. Your son, you have to be 17, so you got to give me your date of birth. Preferably some little boy who really didn't get it right this summer. You know this boy ain't going to pass no VGCSE come September. But we can't throw him away yet because abortion ain't legal to 21. And I want to help you curb his behavior, right? Sammy can fix it. You could call in, we'll give you one. A woman under 40, just give me your date of birth. Live on air. Sammy will get you sorted out. And I don't know how we could pick the third one. You know what? A young man under the age of 45. You see that? It gotta be something else. Under the age of 45 and I don't know, and could swim. Right? So that'll give you a 17-year-old, a middle-aged woman, and a middle-aged man, eh? Okay. And let's see how that works out. 323-7775-698-0775. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you there? 323-7775. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Hello.
Hi.
Good afternoon, fella.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I am awesome. This is Miss Thomas.
Hello, Miss Thomas.
Yes, my son would definitely be interested in doing that scuba course.
How old is he?
He is 15.
15. Wow. Do you think 15-year-old?
Yeah, once the
Yes,
parents sign.
he should be able to do an open water course. As a matter of fact,
Okay.
I would have introduced him to some of the diving earlier. So he has a little bit of experience.
Uh-huh.
So,
Okay.
I mean, you would have to tell me if he's able to.
Okay, hold the line. I'll let the producer take your name and your number, and Sammy can call you,
Okay?
and we can get him
Come on.
sorted out. All right?
All right.
All right. Let's try it again. 323-7775-698-0775. I have a big time. Sammy, what does it usually cost to hire a dive instructor by the hour?
Depends on various factors, but I would say starting at, the daily rate would be like 300,
To hire you all day?
half a day.
Okay. I have this whole big time dive instructor sitting down here who does make $300 for a half a day. Y'all better call in and get what it is that he have to offer you all. 323-7775. When he leave, listen to me, let me tell you what I don't like. When this man leave, I don't want y'all stop me while I trying to lie bait. Telling me nothing about I did one call and I did want the man number so I could, because I'm gonna tell you, depart from me, you wake of iniquity, I never knew you. All right? 323-7775-698-0775. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March. Is the call on the line? Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm breathtakingly good.
I have a 16-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
His date of birth is the 27th of the 2nd,
Uh-huh.
2009.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping that he would be the contestant for the
He could swim?
Yes, he can.
Has he ever done scuba before?
He have not done scuba.
He sounds like an ideal candidate.
Yeah.
That sounds like an ideal candidate. And when his date of birth is?
The 27th of February, 2009.
That sounds like about 16. All right, I'm gonna take your name and your number. Hold the line, the producer will take your name and your number. And your son is going to be our 16-year-old / 17-year-old that gets to participate in this dive thing with Sammy, okay? Is she gone? All right, Sammy, thanks for joining me on Freedom March, buddy.
It's a pleasure.
Listen, get the people them diving. That's how you curb crime. This is Freedom March. Don't move. We'll be right back after the break. Hello, welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Nathan Miller. You're listening to us on 103.5 The Beat FM, channel 224, channel 112, and of course, ILTV Studios, wherever you are listening to us, though. Thank you so much for listening to us. I'm not saying if you are already listening, though. I say it so that you could call your friends and tell your friends, them other people don't be giving them no things on their show. Stop listening to them. Come, listen to us, and at least you could learn something. Or be entertained, whichever is the lesser of the two or the greater of the two. You decide. Bradley Roll is back with me here on Freedom March. Bradley, welcome back.
Thank you so much. Good to be here.
Yeah, you want to get to these birthdays?
Yeah, let's do this quickly. Stan Ron Cooper, happy birthday to Stan Ron Cooper. Today is his birthday. Today is the 15th of August, isn't it? So happy birthday to you, coming from all your friends, family, and all those who love you. Stan Ron.
This boy is a Cooper?
Stan Ron Cooper?
Yeah, and it's the boy who just do the dancing? Mm-hmm. I always thought he was a Jamaican. He's a Cooper?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, I think he's beyond the ILTV.
This is the dancing boy. This is the boy who's been dancing from I was in grade 11. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Nova Adley Cox. Hey, Nova. Happy birthday. Nova Adley Cox is celebrating the birthday today. It's coming from her husband, Prescott Cox, her loving son, Robert Yeshua, and Jediah Cox, and mom, Shirley Adley, and all her siblings, especially Nolan and Brandon. Happy birthday, Nova. Hope you enjoy your birthday. All the best to you. Coming from all those who love you. Happy birthday to Nova Cox. Solomon Roll. Mr. PMH. Happy birthday to Solomon Roll. We'll be joining you shortly. It's coming from your lovely wife, Judy, your children, Darvin, Donnell, Julian, and Sean, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, all your family and friends. So happy birthday to Mr. PMH Solomon Roll. DJ Melody, happy birthday to our superb DJ and entertainer, DJ Melody, coming from the 103.5 FM, the Beat family, and fans and friends as well. So happy birthday to DJ Melody. Valencia Larota, I'd like to wish Valencia Larota happy birthday. She is celebrating today. Can you send congratulations to her also? She recently graduated from the University of Petroleum in Beijing, China, with a degree in chemical engineering. Wow. From her family, especially her mother, Valerie Larota Murphy. So happy birthday to Valencia Larota. Samantha Capron. Happy birthday to Samantha Capron from your ILTV family. Thank you for all you do and the hard work we don't see. Just give me one quick second here. Hold on. Okay, now my sister, my beloved sister, is celebrating her birthday tomorrow, Markland. So let's do this. Very producer, yes. So happy birthday, well, pre-birthday shout out. Happy sweet 16th birthday to my sister, Maritland, affectionately called Rhea. She'll be celebrating her 63rd birthday tomorrow, Lord's willing. I certainly agree that she does look good for her age. Wow, a diva indeed. Best wishes is coming from your mom, Minnie, daughter, Dr. Rodland Malcolm, your son, Marston Thorne Ferguson, sisters, brothers, nieces, nephews, the entire family. May God bless you beyond measure, and may you stay forever young. Your best life starts now. You're loved and appreciated. Happy birthday to my sister, my wonderful sister, Maritland. Birthday's tomorrow. All right.
Was that everyone?
Yeah, that look like it. No? Special shout out to, where is it? Okay. I'm looking. Maybe I'm blind, but I don't see it. I guess Senator so as you could, but we want to do a special shout out. You can actually keep my sister up there. All right, so a special shout out to this young lady. Is this an Ann school? I don't have any of. Okay, so a special shout out to Domani Stubbs. This is for today. Yes, please congratulate my daughter Domani Stubbs for successfully passing her BGCSEs with
Wow.
7 A's
Wow.
and a C. It's coming from my entire family. All right, great. So special shout out to Dermani Stubbs. And look like,
Is that it?
is that it? Great.
Good stuff. Fantastic stuff. Do we have Tanya on the line? Tanya, you there? Tanya going once.
Good afternoon, Mr. Miller, and good afternoon, spiritual advisor. It's your girl Tanya coming to you live from Shop Smart Department Store. Your miracle right here at number 122 Mackey Street, where we stay right here for you for whatever season of your life and for everyday living. And we are in the season of back to school. Yes, all of the smart shoppers are coming into Shop Smart to take advantage of not only our 20% off everything back to school, but they are in here taking advantage of our back to school sweepstake. If you are a smart shopper, all you need to do is come on into Shop Smart and spend a minimum of $25 on back to school items, and you'll be eligible for one of our sweepstake drawings. We do drawings every Saturday in the month of August. We have 4 fabulous prizes. The first prize, second prize, third prize, fourth prize, all valued at $500 each. You can get yourself a $500 BPL voucher. You can win $500 grocery at your food store. You can win $500 gas in your car. Or you can win a $500 shopping spree in Shop Smart. A minimum purchase of only $25 of anything back to school at Shop Smart. Shop Smart, we've also got all of the spray ground backpacks that you need. Come on in, we've got you covered. And with the purchase of a spray ground backpack, you can get yourself 10 free books and 10 free folders. Come on in. Shop Smart is located right here at number 122 Mackey Street, and we're open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. for your shopping convenience. Or you can visit us on our website at shopsmart242.com.
And remember to shop early, to shop often, and to shop smart. Yeah?
Indeed.
Good. We going back to the phone lines?
Oh, okay, yeah, let's do that.
All right. Get on the numbers.
323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775, 698-0776. Please don't forget to turn your radios or your televisions down, please,
Yeah.
before we engage the call so we get
How
that
did you feel about
feedback.
Sammy Sharks?
It's a very, very intelligent fella. Now, what I find to be interesting, I wonder if that actually works, though. So if you're swimming
Yeah.
and you see a shark,
Yeah.
that means GTHOH.
You don't need all them letters. You could have just stopped right at the F. You could have stopped right at the F. The F
G.
was enough letters.
T
See?
H
You ain't making sense.
O H. That means get the hell out of here if you see a shark. But he's saying you need to relax.
Yeah.
Boy,
Black ancient Chinese proverbs say, no need to outswim shark. Just outswim next Negro.
boy.
What I could try outswim this
I wonder if
shark
that just worked, though. He said just...
And Bradley
he
can't
said
beat me swimming.
he
I
said
could just swim faster than Bradley.
We just get some
Yeah.
calls. Welcome to Freedom Watch Call. You're live.
Hello?
Hey,
What's happening, guys?
good.
Oh, I'm saying, what they call it? Happy Friday?
Happy Friday, beloved.
Yeah, but they ain't happy for the beaches is black and jackets and all the summer school students.
Yeah,
You know what I want you all to
yeah.
do, beaches and parks? Contractors? Want me to tell you what I want you all to do? You listening to me? You still there?
I listen.
I want you all to find out the name of Beaches and Parks accounts officer. See, they hate when you find out their real name and cuss her out. And every time you all call on one of these shows, call her name. And every time you all call the radio, call her name. And write placards with her name on it. See, because accountants can't keep hiding in these government ministry while they burn to hell. You follow me? And learn her name well. And every time, see, public servants hate hearing their name. You know that, right?
I understand.
Find out I helping you all.
So who's the financial
Find out
controller?
The name of the
What-
financial controller at Beaches and Parks, and y'all curse her till she gets short, till y'all get shortness of breath when y'all call these radio shows. Okay?
What if it isn't the financial controller? No, Michael Bonnaby.
So who's, what is that?
Richard is the I think it's the chairman of Beaches and Park.
So who
I
else
think
could it be?
this goes beyond that.
Who else could it be?
Listen.
Is it
If
finance?
you allow Michael Barnaby to come and defend himself, I'm sure you'll find out that
Miguel Barnaby has an open.
that's holding up this fund.
Miguel Barnaby has an open invitation to Freedom March. I've invited the chairman before. The chairman, he needs not even make any reservations. If he walked through this door right now, I'd let him defend himself on the matter of beaches and parks and its pay.
So caller, where?
He need to clarify this because on behalf of the contractors, before we get by the PM office,
I keep
or
trying to tell you.
200 us,
Going to the PM
find out
office.
what's going on with this money, this been happening. Okay, last year around the same time, what happened? They paid us on September 2nd, and it wasn't Miguel Barnaby. Because I spoke to Miguel Barnaby last year, and it was not his fault.
But when you go to the PM office, what will you demand?
Carry a
'Cause the
black
P-
card.
'cause- No, because the PM
They
don't.
carry black cards.
Yeah, but the PM
Pick it
don't
up,
cut
pick it
checks.
up.
The PM don't cut checks. I'm trying to help you. Ask for the head of the financial controller. That's who controlling the money. See, let me tell you what has happened. Let me tell you what has happened, right? They have these one bunch of ridiculous, just absolutely abhorrently awful checkpoints, right? Over absolute nonsense. Oh, you ain't put a comma in the right place. You ain't say that you request the part. Well, what the hell you thought this whole requisition form was for, right? Anyway, and so they stifle government procedure with one bunch of foolishness, right? But hold on, but they get to hide behind the appointed people like the chairman, like the director, like the operations manager. They get to hide behind appointed people because they are career public servants. And whether they do one payroll or 1,000, guess what? Their salary can be the same. You listening to me?
Correct.
Curse them out. I want you to get shortness of breath cursing out these financial officers because it's them that sink in government.
So caller,
What that
where?
happened? Because the Prime Minister and the chairman of these, I don't want to blame them on them. They're trying to blame it on Simon Wilson, right? Simon Wilson needs to defend himself too because they're saying that Simon Wilson.
They wait for Simon.
And
Simon is culpably negligent. Simon Wilson is culpably negligent because the whole financial team in the Bahamas wait for him. They wait for the financial controller.
So caller, where are you as far as payment? 30 days, 60 days,
30 days,
90?
30 days, and 5 days. They'll owe us for 2 months. All the contractors.
Okay. So you're going on 60 days then.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
All right.
Learn the name. You listening to me, caller?
listen.
Take this like manna from heaven. Learn the name of the financial controller. They hate to hear their own name. Their mommy gave them name, but they don't like when people call them. And every time you go to the Prime Minister's office, don't ask him nothing but Mikel. You tell them you want the head of the financial controller of beaches and parks and watch if their behavior don't change.
You're correct. I know him. I know they ain't the Honorable Miguel Barnaby. I know Miguel Barnaby. I know him. He don't operate like this.
Yeah.
You understand? But he needs to come and defend himself as well as Simon Wilson. Even if you want to pay us, pay the summer students because they're getting back to school in the next week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Pay them
Yeah.
because we can talk it. Y'all done with us for 2 months.
Yeah. And so our fans need money.
Especially so far.
So our fans need money. I don't care what you say.
They're not if they ain't paid them penalties.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. All
All
right.
right. Take care, man.
I appreciate y'all. Take care and enjoy the rest of your
All
week.
right.
223-775-6980-775. You got to pay people who waking out there and that's son.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that
I
much.
think they're
Hey,
probably-
caller, welcome to Freedom March. Call you up.
Hello.
Hey.
What's up, Levi?
Hey, GNN.
Spiritual advisor.
Yes, sir.
Let me put protocol in place. My big sister, nurse, S. Smith. I can say one name. S. Smith. She wants the general public to know that they are not privileged to all of those benefits that would come via a BEC or whatever, like back in the day. They're not quasi-government. They work strictly for the government. Okay, now the big elephant in the room, Miller. There are some people in life, I don't know where they come from. Okay? like a person that could jump out of a plane and he could play it at 30,000 feet. Or a fella what could bungee jump and risk pumping his neck on the ground.
Yeah.
Or a fella that could jump in the water with hungry shark.
Well, the
I
shark,
don't understand that.
the shark tell you he hungry?
Huh?
The shark tell you he hungry?
But whatever I give, he take. And what happened if I don't bring enough sandwich that day? Huh? What you think happened?
Well, they say the shark even ain't trying to eat you. You even ain't the shark type.
If you want to find that out, you want me to want to find that out?
They say the shark was looking for seal. The shark wasn't even looking for you.
Why not be the captain of the boat? Why not sail the boat on top of the water? Why you gotta go down to the bottom of the water to eat it?
The shark even ain't looking for you. The shark was looking for seal. Why you look like a seal?
Now the question I wanted to ask the party diver was doing those kind of events.
Yeah.
Do they have all of the logistics in place? Because they say in the Bahamas they doing this, doing that, and they ain't got no doctor, no ambulance in events, something like that.
Well, I know. Let me say, I know Sammy has been swimming with these sharks for about 15 years now. He does it every single day. I don't know. He must have got the shark them tie up. I know. He's not had any incidents in the 15 years I've known him diving with sharks every single day.
Any sandwich.
Yeah. I don't know. So all you have to do is don't look like a seal, and the shark wouldn't eat you.
That's okay. I go ahead and super value and pick me a couple of carrots out of it. That's okay.
All right, Jenna.
All right, man.
Get in the numbers again.
Welcome to Freedom. Wait, there, eat something else.
Hey, caller.
I just want to call and say I've been diving since about 2018.
Yeah.
Just about every time I went diving, I saw a shark. And I just think people have misconception of them. You know? When you in the environment, you need to respect their space. You know, because the animals of that nature, the only one way they know how to protect themselves.
That's what they teach.
It's probably bite.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and people that do a lot of things, what is trigger their cue is 2 feet, you know?
Yeah.
And I've been spear fishing before when sharks come around. But me understanding them, when I know spear fishing like these sharks, I get out the water. But if I just do some recreational scuba diving,
Yeah.
I love to see them.
Yeah.
You know, they don't bother.
Yeah. You know the ancient Chinese proverb?
Swim faster than the next.
No
Negro.
need to outswim shark, swim faster than next Negro.
Yeah. And to put a plug for Sammy, I dived with Sammy before. Very professional guy. So
He is.
I would like for a lot more people to get into that field, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can inspire young men to look for something, you know, because we continue to try to make everybody a lawyer and a doctor, you know what I mean? And sometimes people are simply victims of a lack of exposure. They are criminals of myopia or victims of myopia. They can't see more than they now see, and so they are exactly who they are. But there is an entire world to be explored, and that's why I thought Sammy would be a good guest today.
Yes. It's a good world to explore down there.
Yeah.
And by the way, I heard you telling Glennis you need to listen to you. I was actually a good boy too.
Well, you know, I born and grown Anglican my whole life. Main Street in Cotto Avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I from out of Miller Yard.
Yeah, man, diving will broaden a lot more of our young men arising.
Yeah.
You know, something to keep going to summer.
Yeah, and you certainly can't murder while you're 60 feet in water.
No.
Yeah. It's just a little difficult to do it down there.
You wouldn't be thinking of it.
No. If you come out of 60 foot of water and still got the strength to go murder, we need to drop you off in where that is, on the Gaza Strip.
Then Netanyahu deal with you.
Yeah, you go see what Benjamin Netanyahu them got to say. All right, caller.
All right.
Appreciate you, man. 323-7775-698-077775. You could swim, Bradley?
Yeah, man.
You sure?
Positive.
You don't look like a big time swimmer.
I was on the swim team.
You've been
St. Augustine's College, yeah,
you've been
man.
to SAC. That's the thing is learn when you go there. When you could leave.
It's a must. They will teach you how to swim. Make no mistake about that.
Definitely. You got definitely. All the same schools, St. John's, St. Augustine's. If you go to one of them same schools, when you leave, you can swim. We got more calls. 323-7775-698-0775. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March. No?
You don't need calls.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And so, can you also not look like a seal?
So, I mean, the thing is, I guess it's saying, is you just gotta respect the territory, and like the previous caller said, you go spearfishing, and when you plug a fish, you know blood coming out. So then you got to be careful. You're either gonna leave it for the shark, or you can get out the bait and go back to the boat. But the guy said, you just relax, you be calm.
Yes, stay calm.
Don't worry.
Just remember that the shark ain't looking
your
for you.
body, yeah.
And you know what I tell people? Here's a rule of thumb I have whenever I dive, right? Any shark that you see saw you. You realize that?
Yeah.
By the time as you see the shark, he saw you. You know what that means?
Because the shark doesn't have a vision
He
problem,
lived there. No, he lived there. If you see him, you ain't think he see you.
Yeah, that's deep.
Yeah, and if that shark wanted to eat you, he would have eaten you.
Long time.
Yeah, so if you see him, you will. It's kind of like the flash of a pistol, you know. If you hear the bang, keep running because you okay. When you don't hear the bang, you gotta check, make sure you ain't dead.
Yeah, we have another text. We kind of dealt with it a few calls ago, ma'am, with the beaches and parks situation. We're just so sorry. Can you check on payments for beaches and parks, please? This is getting ridiculous.
Boy, Michaela, they ain't look good for you. I don't know what y'all gonna do over there. I want the Prime Minister
But
to
they're saying
shuffle.
Simon Wilson's the problem.
No,
They say Simon Wilson needs to transfer the money on time, please.
I can tell you what has happened. Let me tell you what has happened, right? These accounting processes are so difficult that I'm willing to bet you that if you ask Simon Wilson, you know what he can say? He ain't have the document on his desk because it didn't reach him yet. It can't reach him because these requisitions are ridiculous and they should change the process. What did the Bible say about the law? Spiritual
Which
Bible.
law? The Mosaic law? It's so many, the Bible says so many things with the law. The law has been abolished. That's one of the things.
The Bible said the law was made for man.
For lawbreakers, actually.
And not man for the law.
No, it's talking about the Sabbath.
Just
it's talking about the Sabbath. The Sabbath was made for man, not man for
take me to
Sabbath.
the quarter E. The law was made for man and not man for the law. So if the law don't fit the man, then let's fix the law. And that's what it say.
I have to go back and check it. I don't know if it says exactly that.
This one scholar. How come?
The Sabbath was not made for man, but man for the Sabbath.
Let's ask ChatGPT because I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah,
323-7775. This
the
one
law
Bible
was made.
scholar.
It says that the law is made for lawbreakers.
What?
That's the purpose. Yeah,
I
it
don't
says
remember
that.
reading that
Yeah,
nowhere
man,
in my Bible. Let me check, cause let's
Yeah,
ask
it is there.
ChatGPT, because this one scholar who always got to go check. I don't understand that.
Because I want to always be
You's a
correct.
scholar,
I don't want to be
thy word,
guessing.
oh Lord, have I
The
done
law
what?
was made for lawbreakers.
Thy word, oh Lord, have I done what?
Just a moment.
Oh boy. Take me to the caller. Hello, caller. You know any scripture? Because probably don't know none.
I'm just telling you what it says.
Mr. Miller,
Hey.
Mr. Rule.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
Man, it look like always a problem with payments and stuff like that. Now, if I could get a couple of them contracts, I could wait on my payment. Put a little couple dollars aside to pay my workers, and I just wait until the money come. I mean, I don't know why they taking so long to pay people when they work so hard. Have to pay staff. But something needs to be done.
Caller, you even need to justify nothing to me when it comes to getting paid, you know. If a man putting on a pair of pants and going out there in that 107 degrees, that's what the thermometer in my car say, 107. If a man go there in 107 degrees, when he come back, have money for him. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, but it's always a problem.
I didn't tell you what to do. Find out the name of the financial controller, and I want you to get horse throat kissing out in public, all right?
That ain't gonna happen.
All right.
You'll do that, you'll get the name, and ain't nothing gonna still happen.
I tell you, see, the problem is these public servants keep getting to hide. So they go in these offices and they hide. And whether they good at their job or bad at their job, guess what? Their pension will be right there for them when they get to 42 years. So, take my advice. Anyway, that's the jingle. That means we go to time now to the show. I say like I say every week, do every single thing in your power to make sure you don't kill nobody this weekend. More important than that, make sure nobody don't kill you. And if you get that right, we'll see you right here next week on Freedom March.
If it's the Lord's will, we'll be back. Yes, right there.